My name is Cypher Morrison, and this is This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio. Yeah. Tune in. This Week in Car Audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with Doug Stockton, Lucky McGovern, and our first guest of the week is going to be Anthony Lunsford. Welcome, gentlemen.
Let's see. He didn't unmute himself, so I'm going to ask him to unmute himself right now.
All right.
There you go. Boom. Gotcha. Welcome to the club.
All right.
How's it going, everybody? Hey, so first off, we're going to talk about this weekend, which is May 22nd. That's a Saturday morning. We're going to have a benefit event at Lunsford Customs. Tell us what's going to happen at that event, Anthony.
We're going to do a Mecca, Isaka, and a DB Drag fundraiser.
Iaska.
And Iaska, yep.
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably going to get pretty packed.
Yeah, I'm going to assume so. It's for a good cause, so I assume so.
Yep, I'm super excited. So I tried to talk to the
neighbor
parking lot next door, and I had no luck. I offered them a couple $100 and they still wouldn't let us use it. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's the same neighbors from last time when we did my birthday show over there. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
So how come they were good with David's birthday show over there? That I don't remember them complaining or going over there. So what happened with that one? Everything went good, or did they end up complaining later? I didn't get to stay around for the whole show, so.
Right. Yeah. No, they ended up complaining. There wasn't too much going on over there. It was like a lot of looked like family cars. You know what I mean? Just parked over there, and the owner was already calling and complaining. So he has my phone number now, so he doesn't just call the police every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So right. How come they? Well, that's better than just calling you. So.
Yeah.
The cops. Yeah.
Yep. So we're all good to use the whole street. We just have to allow just enough space for them trucks to get it past us. So.
Okay. So what actually happened with your shop, if you don't mind kind of giving us a little rundown of what happened?
Well, it was like last Saturday night, or
it was a couple Saturday nights ago. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been about 2 weeks. About 3 cars pulled up. They smashed the front door to pieces, and they bent a whole bunch of metal, and got in. They found one of my hammers in here. They had about 4 to 6 hours, and they were coming and going, loading cars up. Take them about 15 minutes to get back and load up again. But they had 3 different cars that came back like 3 times throughout the night.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it was crazy. And I mean, all I really got out of it was video camera footage, which in the dark there's just trash. So
yeah.
Did you I know I sent you some footage, and I believe a couple other competitors did. Did any of that footage help identify those people for you?
Not really. I just gave everything that I had to the police to try to figure it out. So
okay. Yeah, because I looked over some live footage there as well.
A few things. I just from what the video camera footage that I have from burglary, nobody looks like anybody that I would recognize from the show at all. Like I couldn't match a single person up with somebody that looked like somebody at the show.
Okay.
So I think it's more or less just a issue with the area that I'm in, and it being just dead on Saturday night over here. They just had all the time in the world, no eyes on them.
How long you been in
Right.
business for? When did you open up that shop?
I actually never officially opened it yet. I've been doing a few jobs. Trying to get it all together. I literally started setting it up with like $5 in my pocket, and I've worked at stereo shops for like the last 10 years. So I really just been I'm pushing super hard to come over here and do my own thing, learn a lot more custom fab techniques, and just kind of do my own different style work, you know what I mean, and try to develop cleaner, louder installs over time, and make sure that anybody who I do business with is more than satisfied.
What do you specialize in?
Custom subwoofer boxes, installations, remote starts, or alarms.
But no particular, like, you know, this is what I love to do right here. This is my get down right here.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, I love building boxes, right? You know, whatever, door pot. I don't know.
No, I really love it all, and I love being able to do something different depending on the job that I get. So it's never like the same thing every day. You know what I mean? It's installing maybe the same stuff here and there, but every car is different. I'll do alarms sometimes. I'll get real busy with custom boxes. I've been working a lot on fiberglassing. So I just recently finished my first set of some door pods that I did out of fiberglass and wrapped them up in vinyl. So I just want to learn as much as I can and just do real nice, clean, quality installs.
So one thing that I really like about his shop is, you know, he did start out. He sent me a message saying he heard we were going to have an issue with Brian Nyman's parking lot due to some of the guys not cleaning up after themselves or whatever. Sent me a message right away on Facebook saying, hey, if you can't use Nyman's parking lot, you're more than welcome to come over and use mine. That was for one of Lucky's shows. I don't remember which one. I think it was the Sacramento.
That was my birthday show.
That was your birthday show?
Or you know what? Yeah, that was
Sacramento Beatdown. It was?
Because was it the birthday show? Do you remember, or was it the Stockton Beatdown? Because I know Cypher was there, but it still could have been.
I think it was the Sacramento Beatdown.
You did end up doing that show in Stockton, and then you guys got a hold of me for the Sacramento Beatdown.
Okay.
Shortly after.
Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, here's a retailer just starting out, and he opens his doors to us as competitors, and I truly appreciate it. You know, I'm sure we told you at the show and whatnot, but it can't be understated too much. It can't be overstated too much that we appreciate an opportunity for us to hang out and show off our systems. You know, that's what we do here, and that's what we enjoy. So, like I said, nothing but appreciation for you doing that. Sorry to hear about your shop. We're going to step up as a base race community or the stereo car audio community, and we're going to try and help you out the best we can. I believe, did somebody say they're going to have raffle items too, or no?
Yeah, we've been. I just talked to Dave Bradshaw the other day about it, so we're rounding stuff up still.
Okay.
Cool.
So we'll be doing raffle tickets at the event. We'll be, getting ready to show off and show up, right? I'm not 100% sure what Iasca and Mecca are doing for awards, but for the DB Drag, Base Race, Top Dog, Cyclone, awards, we are giving away dog tags. You
Yeah.
know what? I totally screwed up, and I did not put the information up there. I was going to show a picture of them, but duh, I'm dumb.
Are you
So,
talking about on the live feed, like the beginning of it or something?
no. So I was gonna. I think I shared with you. I know I shared them with Dave. It was basically a picture of what the awards are going to be, and I might even be able to pull them up here when we get to the as we get going in the show. So,
Okay. All right.
just so you guys can kind of see what what the dog tags are going to look like.
Yeah, I'm bummed out, man, that I can't compete at that show. Bummed out. Working on the piggy bank, trying to get it done, but oh well. I'll be out there showing
Yep.
support.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
and that's what we're looking for, right, Anthony? Is people come by.
Yeah.
Um, Even if you aren't competing, come by, say hi. You could donate to the cause. If you don't want to
Support the
donate,
cause.
yeah, I always say support the cause. That's a big deal. But in the long run, we're going to get Anthony some notoriety so that people understand that he's there and is an option for them to go to for their car audio needs within the Sacramento Bay Area or, Sacramento area.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's like I said. We know that's what you love to do. What shop did you work at?
I started off uh, working for a guy named Rick for West Coast Car Audio on Greenback and Stereo City on Fair Oaks. And I went to Audio Express for, I want to say, about 2 years,
Uh huh.
and ended up right back at Rick's shop. So that
Okay.
was in the beginning. I ended up working with him once I went back over there from about 6 years or something. So
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I do appreciate. Just quick, Lucky. Do you see Christian in backstage or
Um, let's see here.
does it say four
I
at the
don't.
bottom or three?
No, it just says 3. Yeah. So
Okay, so we're gonna wait for Christian to pop in here. Anyway, yeah, no, so we appreciate that. What do you guys do? Do you guys do like a deck and twos much, or what do you guys? I mean, have you had any builds that really? Oh, hold on, I see Christian. I don't want to bring him in yet, but I guess he's
you
here.
told me to. You
No,
told me
I was
to.
asking you if he was there.
He's
Hey,
there.
this is a work in progress. We're trying some new stuff. But I will bring Christian on in just a second. I just want to tell Lunsford, um, uh, Anthony there, thank you for hosting the event. And, we're all sorry for how this went down with you. But we do appreciate that we have an opportunity to help re-support you because you support the Basehead community. So,
Much
um,
appreciated. Much
yep.
appreciated.
yep.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys too.
Okay, so anyway, I know we'll have more shows at your shop this summer, and we're gonna try some night shows there. So let's.
What's your address and all that good
Oh yeah,
stuff?
please put that out there.
If you got any YouTube
It
channels
is.
or Facebook channels, anything like that, go ahead and give a plug right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a Lunsford Customs page on Facebook, and really I haven't done too much other social media yet. So I've really just been trying to put the shop together so I don't embarrass myself because the shop's kind of a mess. So
Hey, if it ain't
I gotta
messy,
park
if it
the
ain't messy,
floor
you
and-
ain't doing nothing. It's got to be messy.
right, right. So I don't know. Basically, it's social media has not been on the top of my list yet. So eventually, I will be um, trying to do some like how-to videos or go through a big build piece
Okay.
by piece or something like that. I definitely always wanted to, just haven't got there yet. So
All right. Well,
All right.
hey, we look forward to seeing you Saturday, sir. Like I said, appreciate what you do for us, and like to thank you for being there. So,
Thank you,
right
thank you,
on. Thank you
sir.
guys too.
all right.
Good
I really
seeing you
appreciate
again.
everything.
Anytime, sir. We got your back on this, right? So, okay. So let's kick Mr. Anthony out. Thank you for participating today, and let's bring in Christian Jensen.
Okay, he muted himself. Once he hits end,
There
can
you go. So Anthony, you're gonna hit end.
Lucky.
I don't think he's got it figured out.
He's still working on it.
He's saying something.
He's muted. Push end, Anthony. Leave. You can actually kick him, Lucky. There we go. We got him now. All right, there's Christian Jensen in the middle of my screen. I see him now.
Middle to
yeah.
my right. What's
No,
up, brother?
He's in
How
the
you
dead
doing?
center.
Good, good. It's weird because I was actually like, so as I was watching what was going on, I'm looking at him, but I looked at the screen and I'm looking the opposite way. So while he's talking, I'm looking at you. So that's got to look kind of weird. When we're done, I'm going to go back and watch the video.
Okay.
It's probably going to look like I'm just staring at your gorgeous face while he's talking. So anyway, how you been, Christian Jensen? What's up? What's up, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, good.
We're doing good. So Christian,
trying
let's
to get the truck done. Oops,
Yeah.
Sorry, good.
no,
Good.
let's hear about Christian's accolades. World champion for what year, sir?
2017 base race 149.9.
Okay. And how many times have you competed at World Finals?
Probably at least 5.
At
I'm
least
thinking
5 times.
Think about 5 times.
No, that. So, you know what? Go ahead, Lucky. Why don't you hit him with some of your questions, and I'll slap back in here.
Oh man, just hearing winning the world champion with base race, I'm like, oh gosh, I almost, man, almost. I choked at last World Finals. Who took it? Alpine, I think, took it. Was it Top Dog or base race that you got us in? Do you remember? I think it was Top Dog, actually.
I do think it was Top Dog.
It was Top Dog because there was like 4 or 5 of us. Yeah, but man, hope I win a ring. So you got the 1 championship ring. You've been to 5 World Finals. How long have you been competing for total?
It's longer than probably as long as Doug's been around for sure.
Really?
I came to my first show in 1998.
90. Yep. Wow. And what show was that?
San Jose.
Okay.
So show in San Jose. I think this was before Doug.
It was
on. Yeah. And I've kind of come and go. I've taken a few breaks. I think that's how we lasted this long.
Yeah.
Going all these years, right? When you feel burnt out, it's time for a break.
I know all about it.
I mean, ask Doug about all the guys that have come in. They've been to every show. Remember Timmy?
Yeah, Tim.
Alpine. I
mean, Alpine.
It takes a lot, and it takes a lot of
Tim Brunyansky.
I mean, and you gotta, let the competitors know it's a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're taking off on Saturday or Sunday, which is usually family time. You're driving in the middle, all the way out into nowhere. You're not getting home till late at night. So it's a lot of it's a lot of good times though. But there's plenty of shows. I know Doug's always been good about throwing a bunch of shows right when we think, oh, there's no shows. There's
shows. Hey, so yeah, definitely, and I love going to shows. I'm a serious competitor. Everybody knows that. But there was those times where I'd look at Turn Pro and I'm like, I have like 2 weeks off, and the next day, bing, show, and I'm like, well, there went that. All right, now I got to go to a couple more shows. So much for the days off. But yeah. So what were you running back then when you first started competing?
Oh gosh, I've probably been through 20 different systems. I think I had started with the 210s, 210s and a Volkswagen Golf hatchback with about 200 watts.
What kind of subs and amp and everything? What was you running?
I think I had some Radio Shack amplifier.
Realistic, baby.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I think some subs out of Crutchfield.
Okay.
Crutchfield.
Yeah, Crutchfield. So I mean, it's just been through. You go to shows and that's how you learn. Yeah. And that's how we all got, sort of loud, is just going, seeing what's out there, going to different shows. People ask me, I said, I don't sell anything. Just go to shows and see what you like.
Yeah. And you know what? Like the brands that when I went to my first show, I didn't even hear of like the stuff I was seeing. I was like, Jeff Vu, DC, like all this stuff. I did know of Sundown because I watched a video on YouTube or something. And I was like, okay, Sundown, I never heard of that. That was actually what turned me on to them, is I was like, you don't see that everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I went with them. Good stuff, man. I ended up running everything in my truck, Sundown. But then I noticed that all the systems that I was getting in for my ears and my taste with DC audio was just like, I was like, oh, this is it right here. and then I went everything DC audio. But yeah, that's like really good advice actually to tell somebody. Is like, you want to really know what's going on, go to a show.
Yep.
You know, and you're going to see some stuff you never even heard of. You're going to see some, you know, it's funny. I go to stereo shops sometimes, and you see somebody and they're so excited. They just got their system hooked up and their trunks all bang, bang. And they're so happy. And I'd be like, you know, what do you got in there? You know, and they throw up the trunk and it's like a couple jail audios or a kicker or whatever. And I'm like, go to a show, you know, I'd hurt their feelings, you know, and I'm not stupid loud like Pimley or Mastis or anything like that. But I'd be like,
Christian.
you know, here, right, Christian. I'd be like, hey, get in my truck, you know, I'm like, here's something, you know, and they'd be like, holy shit, you know, and I'm like, yeah, so come to the show, check that out.
Tristan Paris just posted up something about, so does everybody over there in the United States start with Radio Shack? Heck yeah, back in the 90s.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yep.
That was the spot.
Yeah, Optimus by Realistic. That's what Dave Bradshaw posted over there. He says Optimus. That's right.
That was it.
Yep, Optimus. You know, it was what it was. Hey, I'm going to do a quick introduction right here. We are going to go to the YouTube video. This is from 2017. You doing a cyclone run. And I know you won't be able to see it, Christian, unless you're watching on a separate device. But this is the one I sent you. It's a short, about a minute long, because that's how long Cyclone is. And we'll play it, and you guys will be able to hear what's going on because it's one of my shows, and I tend to vocalize what's going on. So let's pull up YouTube right here.
In the lane is Christian Jensen, going to do his Cyclone ride. Want to see how loud he can get, how low he can get? Start it.
Notice we started the music, first, and then started the car, the meters.
Why am I not seeing any of this?
152, 153, 153, 2. If you guys want to feel it, back there is where to feel it.
Okay, I'll
So he's doing 152 decibels. If you can't hear what's going on.
We've got 4 seconds left. It's a 30-second average of music. Play as low as you can. With an FO max of 20 hertz. 20 hertz. 153.1 at 20 hertz.
There you go, 153.1 at 20 hertz. Christian, that is awesome, right? That's like, I don't know if that was a world record at the time, but that was at Mike Misa's show, actually. And Tristan says a bad word. The other door looks like it's going to blow off. There's a gorilla trapped inside your car, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Maybe I missed this. Why was I not able to see the YouTube video you're just playing?
So you can't see it on Zoom, but you can see it if you're watching us on the Facebook one.
Oh, bummer. Dang it. Oh, yeah. All right. So what number did you hit? I'm sorry. What number did you hit?
That was 153.1 at 20 hertz for Cyclone
nice.
for 60 seconds average.
All right. Nice. And that was what I was actually going to ask you too, is what your first numbers were, you know, when you first started competing. And then what are they at now? What are you running now? And what numbers are you hitting?
Yep.
Yeah. Since we did that video, that was kind of in the infancy of the truck. We were kind of getting things tuned in and kind of learning what Cyclone was like, trying to see what 20 hertz was like. I know it was myself, Pimley, Jose Ramos. We kind of, all three of us got in around the same time, kind of trying to get in there at 20 hertz. We've been to a couple different amps, got some lithiums now, so it's doing about a 61 music. And Cyclone, we're probably at a 56 at 20. Might be able to push it more.
Jose got some work.
You know, was down for 6 months with some equipment issues, so we just put everything back in this week.
Okay.
So it'll probably be another week before I'm ready to kind of get it out and kind of get back to the comps. But it's just been a good time. I think having Bass Ray, Cyclone come out, and then just seeing people's reactions at the shows, because I can hear it all, you know, anytime I want.
Right.
Like no big deal. So I like to get people in there, see what their experience is like, you know, and try and, like you said, let people know that, hey, I'll always hear this, and you'll hear it too, Lucky. oh yeah, that's what I want in my car.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you don't. It's a real, it's a real headache to build and to take care of. It is not a daily driver at all.
Yeah.
It's a one trick pony that goes to the show, goes to a couple meetups, and that's it. And that's just what it's designed for. But it's fun. It's good, and we're always learning stuff. And competition's fierce these last couple of years.
Yeah.
Over here, I mean.
And people are coming out loud right now. That COVID, I'll tell you what, man, it had some people, gave them some time to, hey.
Then little government money. And...
Yes, I was saying, got them stimulus checks, and they're like, let's see what we could do to this now. Yeah.
I don't think Christian got one of them stimulus checks, though.
I didn't.
I didn't either. Some of us were still working, right? So you used to have Black Sin. That was the vehicle before the Blazer, right?
Correct. Yeah. Before that car ended up getting totaled out.
Oh, so did it?
It went RIP. It went RIP. About 2014. Okay. It went to the junkyard. But that was I think we were running 212s in a sedan, back seats in. So that was just kind of like a good daily driver that I had. And when we ended up building up the truck, that's just kind of when I decided no daily driver, just, I'll either have my work car and I have my show car.
So what was Black Sin? That was an Integra or something?
I had an Altima at the time.
Altima.
Black Altima, yeah. Ran a couple
hatchback.
Shows. It was a 4-door.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I just took it to a couple of shows. That was just kind of an extra. I had my Integra was like my show car before I retired that one.
Oh, so your Integra was the hatchback that you had the one of the first competitive boxes that Audio Connections had put together. Greg Cologne, or Colin is like we call him, because he's an ass. You know what? That guy can build some loud stuff.
Yep. Yes, he can.
It takes him a long time. But
I mean, it is what it is sometimes, and that's just kind of, we're there at the shop. I was just there twice this last week getting stuff put together. I can't tell you how many times I've left at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
And been happy every time I left the shop.
Yeah, I've been there several times. Ugh.
Nothing but respect to my friend and teammate.
Yeah,
because he, if it wasn't for him, wouldn't have put all this together and been able to compete as a team. So,
no doubt.
I've had several times where I was up at Rusty's shop. Oh my gosh, dude! Get there like 11 o'clock in the morning. Didn't leave till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I've done that several times, man. That's why I've always said, as long as I'm doing this, I quit for a few months. I threw a tantrum and all that good stuff, but I'm back. I'm glad I'm back. But forever, I'm indebted to those guys, man. DC Audio, just Rusty's one solid ass guy, Justin, everybody over there. But we've had our times where we're there till in the wee hours of the night.
And I mean, there's times where, after I've had a night like that, I just want to throw it in. Just
right.
Throw it in the towel. I'm like, this is rough.
Yeah.
Give it a couple days, recover.
Yeah.
Then it's all good.
Yep.
So for you guys that don't know, the Autorama show here, Christian was the man. So every year, Autorama is always roughly on Valentine's Day, that weekend there. And the following weekend, Christian would put a post up. All right, setting up for next Autorama. And 363 days till next Autorama, right? So that was like Christian's post every year. So is there a show, World Finals, whatever? What is your favorite show that you've ever attended?
This for me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I would say probably, and this is one I think our other judge, Chemo, threw, I think Race Wars was a good one for me, just because it's a different environment.
Mm-hmm.
We got thousands of cars out there. It's not just for competing. So I kind of like having a little bit of variety, because that's lucky. I know every single person that's going to show up at every show we go to.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I mean, for me, it's about variety. It wasn't probably the best base show, but in general, it was the best show. I would say the best shows that we have are the ones Doug throws as World Finals, because we have everyone's there. Everyone's dead serious about competing. So those are like probably the best times for competing for sure. Would be like finals, in Sacramento.
Yeah.
But like, it's good to have variety of shows too. But then we kind of get lost in the shuffle. There may only be 5 or 10 competitors, so so it kind of goes both ways. But for competing, it used to be Autorama. That kind of fizzled out. So it's usually whatever show. They have a 3X and SAC. Those are usually pretty big. And then finals is always a great time. And it sounds like the last many couple of years we've had a good spot up at Chase's. I think that was always the struggle. Where do you put 100 loud cars where you're not going to shut down everything?
Right.
So I think everyone's very happy with that, location. We've had finals at a couple of different spots, and I know it's tough for Doug. You got to find a spot that far away from everything. That's not going to be a problem, that you can, kind of let it rip.
Yeah, and realistically, I'm always looking for an indoor venue that's within my budget. Got to appreciate what I can do. There's obviously I have a much smaller budget because we are only doing DV drag at World Finals on this end of the world, and back east, it's a unified World Finals as they call it. So they can pool the money together for all the organizations, and that will help them cover the cost of these much more high-end type venues. And we don't have that kind of budget on the as a satellite location. By definition, we're satellite. So definitely. Autorama was a really cool show. We had some great times. But like I said, Autorama, the last year we really did it, 160 something competitors. It was, Autorama off the chain. It was the sister show to actually Surf City became the sister show to Autorama. Have you made it up to Surf City yet, Christian?
I have not. I always hear about it. I always say I'm going to try. Can't seem to make it. So I always hear it. I probably need to get a truck and a trailer, but if I can kind of stomach it, I may need to get out there when I can. It's just
if I didn't compete, I would go to that show. So that was my first big show, first 3X show. But it's just the vibe out there. And like you said, the variety, like it's just, you see these just crazy, insane builds. And you could throw a rock and hit the ocean, not literally, but it's like right there, it's just the vibe. It's insane. I'm looking forward to it so much. I tell everybody, if you haven't been there, like you gotta go. Sean Beasley, I told him about it. He hadn't been there, and he went, and he had a blast. And it's super fun. And then like certain rooms, you open up your door in the back, and it's just the beach right there. So it's a good time. Even if I didn't have the piggy bank getting rebuilt, I was already in my head. I was like, you're gonna go to it. You're gonna go check it out because it's definitely a blast.
Yeah. So and one of the and that's what I'm guessing you liked about the Autorama show too, is because we had 30,000 visitors. That was the foot traffic for Autorama. So we had so many people that wanted to hear our systems. They had to walk by us to get into the show. And it was also a lowrider show. It was when it started, right? Remember those, Christian? We had lowriders. One year we had drifters out there. Remember that? We had drifters happening out where we were at. And then you have the guys inside, like you had the Fast and the Furious cars one year. You had Chip Fuse and like 3 or 4 of his vehicles there one year. So you could have an opportunity to walk around while you're waiting for your chance to compete. And that was the big thing about Autorama. And to be honest with you, I'm in talking with those gentlemen again. And so we may bring back Autorama again to where we have a 5X weekend at Autorama and bring people from all over the country, Utah, Washington, Arizona. We have people come from all over the place to compete at that event. And we're looking forward to possibly doing it again. So,
I got a couple questions
go ahead.
for you, if you don't mind.
Hit them up.
Are you pretty open about the stuff that you do? Are you more keep the secrets to yourself, the things that you've learned, or you pretty much open book, like help out the rookie guys on, hey, try this, try that. Um, what what secrets, or if any, would you give to like a new guy?
This for me, Lucky.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't really have any. I mean, obviously, we have some things that are close to our heart for our builds,
Mhm.
and the people that are going to do those type of builds probably already know what's going on. But I'm with Doug. I'm always trying to help. If the new guys come in and they want to get some help and they want to know what it's about, like I think it's our job as ambassadors to this sport to like welcome in, because we're not going to be doing this forever. There's going to be a new breed, younger guys coming in, and they're going to be those rookie guys that we were.
Yeah.
And the worst thing we can do is come in, like you said, blast them with your truck, and that's it. We don't ever see them again.
Right.
So I always try and tell them, hey, show me your truck.
Yeah.
Let's, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important. We'll usher them in, show them. And some guys they do get intimidated. It's
Yes.
difficult. I've seen guys with base race. They're like, "What do you mean turn it up and down?" And so, I think or showing them the different categories, or maybe cutting them a break on entry fees, or whatever. Yeah, I remember being a competitor, and the hardest thing was people don't remember going to a show, competing, getting nothing, no trophy. You got 9th, 10th place.
Yeah.
Those are old. Those are some old times, but there was a ton of shows I didn't even show up on the stats list.
Right.
That's how far down I was.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not as packed with the competitors today as it once was. Ask Doug.
Mm-hmm.
There were times where every bracket you had to bracket to get in the top 8.
Yep.
Right. That's awesome.
For burp. So,
yep.
I mean, luckily now you're probably good if you just come with something, which is good, because then you can go home with the trophy, and you go home with an accolade that people will ask about. Hey, what's that for? What's that? I used to have a room of trophies, and it was always a conversation starter. Oh, do you like to collect trophies? Well, no, actually, we compete, we do the stereo, and it's something that most people, Doug knows, are very unfamiliar with. It's a very small hobby.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure, if there's any better ways that we can promote it. I think online is great.
Yeah.
Facebook has probably been the biggest thing for us, getting these shows out. In the old days, it was a flyer you would hand out at the show for the next show.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know about the shows. I went to a stereo shop one day, and I've always had loud stereo systems, always, but I didn't know about the shows at all. And I go to a stereo shop one day, and I almost want to say that it was Brett Barber, almost. It was like, man, you should compete, and I was like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Like, this is loud, but if there is such competitions or whatever, I'm not gonna take no place. You know what I mean? Like, this is all I got in here. And they're like, no, they'll put you in a class with people that run pretty much like, layman's terms, what you run, like the same watts or whatever, and so I tried it, and I got bit by the bug. Although my first show, I took first place against myself. I beat the shit out of myself. You should have saw it. But yeah, I got a first place. I didn't even want to take it was a chemo show, and he gave me a certificate, and I'm looking at the other guys there. I didn't even want to take it because I didn't win nobody, and they're like, hey, you came, you put the work in, take it.
Yep.
So luckily the next show, chemo through, I went against people, and I took first place again. And that's when I really got bit. Cause then I was like, I actually beat somebody this time. Shit, I beat a couple people, but yeah, that's where I'm at too, is like, I see the guys come, and you can spot them a mile away. They want to get in there, but they don't know, so I try to talk to them, because most people don't know this. Maybe by now they do. I suffer like major social anxiety. I play it off well. And I do my live feeds, and everybody's like, what, anxiety? So when I see people get all nervous, I let them know, like, hey, trust me, man, nobody here is going to laugh at you. Don't expect to win or whatever. Just go in and try it. And then you're going to learn, you know what I mean? So you might win, you might lose, but don't think anybody, if you messed up or whatever, and nobody's going to laugh at you. They're going to either come up to you and tell you what to do next time, or, talk to somebody and they'll walk you through it. The next time you come, you're going to be better. And most of the time, these fucking guys win. Like, I can't count how many times Doug's told me, hey, Lucky, show this guy how to base race, get in there before he comes up. And that guy would beat me. And I'm like, damn it, but it's good. You know what I mean? And especially if they win, because then they come back. If you go your first time, you win. I mean, that's like I said, I remember my first times when I was bit. It's on cracking now.
So some of the things that have really helped us out in this industry and growing the shows has been Lucky's podcast with going live with Lucky and Basehead Diaries. Um, I would say this show too, since Lucky stopped doing the Basehead Diaries, which are coming back.
Yes.
Absolutely coming back. Hopefully sometime next week. But it looks like Lucky's set up.
This
Yeah?
week, yep.
Okay, so sometime
definitely.
this week we're gonna work out a schedule or whatever for that. But so things like that have really helped out. The other thing that's helped out, like I said, is Facebook. But right now the big things is Lucky, and then the new formats, right? The base race, top dog, formats that literally anybody. I mean, even what's his name with the bug and base.
That would be Anthony Caps.
Anthony Caps. Dude,
Yeah.
Anthony Caps can compete with his bug. Now, his bug's
Yeah.
pretty loud now, but
It's
it didn't
loud.
used to be. It didn't used to be, right?
Yeah, right.
So I also did want to go back. Dave Bradshaw hit me up the other day. He's like, man, I saw this video or pictures of like light bulbs going up and down. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah, off
like,
the back of the bug.
well, no.
that-
So
oh,
so
okay,
this
okay.
used to be for when we used to compete. I'm sure Christian remembers
Oh,
that, right?
Okay.
When we had
What
the
was
light
it?
trees. We used to have the light trees
Yeah.
on the side, the light bulbs. The louder you went, the
Oh, yeah,
more
yeah.
the light bulbs went up,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So we're waiting
Yeah.
for Wayne to put that back into existence again. The other thing is when Christian started, all we had was an LED board across the top that said the number, the time, and another number. And that was
That was
it.
it.
Then we went from that to I started using a 19-inch monitor, like a CRT monitor.
Jeez.
Put that on the table, and that's what everybody was base racing off of and DB
Wow.
dragging off of.
19-inch.
Yep.
Ugh.
And then the first World Finals we did down in Laughlin, 2007. I had
2008.
2008. I had one 19-inch on each side of the tent, and that was it.
And you were the shit then, huh? Two of them?
Yes.
I mean, to put that in perspective, that was even before Facebook was
Correct.
up and going. So, I mean, the
Yep.
fact that we even got that many people together without social media now,
Yep.
you have such a bigger audience. You share a video, that video can go in, round and round, and then all you have to do is link it. Hey, check out our show, check out the podcast.
Yeah, see, and that was my whole from the beginning. I think it was like maybe the fifth show in or sixth. I mean, it was pretty close to when I first started. That I don't know if you remember this when I used to walk around with the big iPad Pro is what I used to film with, and everybody used to laugh at me, But that's where I was at with it. I've always had this like weird dark thing that like I'm gonna die early for some reason, right? So I used to just film those because I wanted something for my kids to see, something that I enjoyed doing and see these cool cars and how loud they were. And I would put music to them, throw them on YouTube because I didn't want them to get lost, And then it just turned into a thing, And the next thing I was like, I went live on a Facebook one time. People jumped all over it. And I was like, well, this is kind of cool, because you can save these too. And this will be here for years to come, So then I started the group section with the Basehead Diaries. And then when the whole COVID thing hit, I was like, man, I got shit to do. So I was like, going live with Lucky, late night with Lucky, Basehead Diaries. I was just going crazy, So, and then I had my little drunken moments where I was giving away stuff, drunk, making an ass out of myself. I'm so glad I quit drinking. Oh my gosh.
Lucky, I got a question. Maybe I got one of these for Christmas.
A
Oh, the
GoPro
GoPro?
8? Is that an 8?
So on that,
It's a 7 black. I just
Okay.
have barely turned it on since there hasn't been any shows I've been to, but I just got it. Maybe you could help me out with it later.
so I don't know about those. I tried using one of those. Who
I
did
do.
see? You do.
Okay, Doug.
Okay. Because so I seen John Nolte, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that
Nolte
who
used
had
one. Yep.
Yeah, so he had them. Excuse me. I think like Steve, me, JP. There was a bunch of people
Yep.
I seen using them, and I was like,
Mhm.
perfect, because it's small. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But when I used it, anytime the bass hit, it would mute. And I had a good GoPro at the time when I was using it. I had the best one you can get. And so when the music was playing, it was fine. But as soon as the bass would drop, that was it. it would mute everything. So when I watched John Nolte and all the other YouTube videos, I don't know if they're doing some type of editing on a PC to bring that. Obviously, it don't sound like bass, but it had,
Right.
but you could hear the distortion. Like you heard that it was going crazy. Mine didn't do that. So if you know how to use that and make that work right, I'd love to do it because I'd love to mount a couple of those in the piggy bank. I
Yep.
think that's awesome.
Yeah, and then you just take the memory cards out and put together your video afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Can you actually, Lucky? Can you actually mount this on the window so it doesn't blow off? Or
Yes.
you can't guarantee that.
So here's it. So here's the thing. So I was doing a 56-1, okay, which it's whatever. It's a good for no wall. What I did is I took just the regular like Verizon one with the suction cup, but what I had I'm sponsored by A1 Auto Glass in Stockton, and they took the silicone that they used to put in the windshield and they put like a little bead of it on that circle, and I pushed that up there and I let it dry for 2 days. That thing don't come off, and I one time did crack at Surf City. I actually cracked my windshield for the first time. And that thing was still there. The funny thing is, and which pissed me off like a lot, is I've always wanted to shatter my windshield, always, but I wasn't doing a loud enough number. And I'm in the middle of my burp, and I'm rolling into it, and I think I cracked my window at like a 150 or something. It was something so low that I was mad. I was like, I couldn't hit like my 56-1 and did it or something. It must have been on its way out and just cracked. But anyway, yeah. So that's silicone that they use.
it's
That
a
stuff's
urethane.
strong, or whatever the hell.
Urethane caulking.
Urethane.
Yep.
That stuff is like crazy. I sealed my back window off with it, and that thing never ever came loose. So I think John Nolte, he like bolted his on somehow, didn't he? If I remember correctly, on his like dash or something.
I think he either bolted it to his dash or to his A pillar.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I think it was bolted somewhere. But yeah, that was my only thing, was just the sound of the bass. It would once the bass hit, it muted everything. So I was like, man, I can't use this. So, but yeah,
Yep, we'll try it. Like I said, I'll help you out with it. So have you, Christian? Have you heard about the new Beat the Boss?
No.
oh, you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch me.
Tell
So
them about
what-
it, Lucky.
So what Beat the Boss is it's when Doug thinks he can beat me in Top Dog, and we get up there and I bend him over the knee and spank him in Top Dog. So he's known as the boss, and you're gonna watch Lucky beat the boss. No, actually, you go ahead, man. You can get it in
No.
detail. Tell
So-
it better detail.
So Christian, what we do is in the base race class, if you win your class, you can pay an additional $10, and you can go against me against whatever car is in the lane.
Yeah. So
Right
I can
now.
pick a car. I can pick
Oh, I
your
gotcha.
car.
Right?
I can. So yeah. So I can.
And I'm
pick
just
your
gonna
car.
jump in and I'm gonna base race it
Oh, that's
against you. If
Yeah.
you beat me, I pay you 20.
fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I like that. That's yeah.
yeah. So if you feel froggy and you win your
Jump.
class, jump on in.
Oh wait though. Just out of curiosity, what are you gonna do when something fries or blows in somebody else's
Hey.
vehicle?
That's their problem. They gave me the knob.
That just hit me right now. I was like, wait a minute. What if, because you could do like a 119 in Top Dog, right? Which ain't gonna
Yeah.
do no destruction, but
But here's the
anything
deal:
can
is
happen.
the person's already competing in that class, right?
Yeah, but anything can happen.
It
So it
could.
would be the lower class, right, Doug?
It'll be whatever class you guys want.
So if I bump it up to 59, it's good.
If there's somebody else in your class, yep. Hey, I have no problem. Go all knobs to the right, baby.
Yeah, I bet.
It ain't mine.
Man,
No,
I can't-
so I mean, so the last one I base raced, I'm 0-3 right now. The last one I base raced, the guy's knob was backwards. So you turned it left to turn it up, and it totally screwed me up.
Mhm.
I was like, I'm trying to turn it down, and it just kept getting louder.
That's a good one, huh, Christian? I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember that one. That's
Yeah,
a good
that's
one.
a good excuse.
Yeah, it's so
Blame the
normally
knob.
every
Just blame
single
the
base
knob.
every base knob in the world goes to the right, but this one right here
It just
went
happened,
to the
yeah.
left. Yeah, so
Probably upside down.
I'm not buying it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
All right, it's Doug's show, you know.
Right.
It definitely was odd.
Yeah.
So, but no, so that's the Beat the Boss we got going on. Like I said, Christian's done Top Dog, Base Race, Cyclone. Oh, have you done Top Dog? I'm not sure if you've done Top Dog.
I might have jumped in there, but I usually don't, just because I'm not as familiar as Lucky with it.
Oh, I'm not familiar with it. Hey, no, so check this out, bro. I do Top Dog every damn time I compete, every time, except one time. But we won't get into that right now. Somebody forgot to log me in. But anyway, so believe this or not, I do it every time and I still don't understand the shit. I can't count how many times I've lost because I don't get the strategy behind it. I kind of do, but when I get in the lanes, I kind of, my brain shuffles around and I'm like, shit, if I would have just stayed here, I would have won because it's a point system.
Yeah.
So, and Doug, it doesn't matter, you can go in any class.
Yep. So you could do a 119 against somebody doing a 59. It don't matter, just as long as your number, you hit your mark.
9.9.
Is your 9.9. That's your mark. So, I always do 39.9, but if I wanted to, I could do a 59, a 19.9. It don't matter. So that's always why I tell people, Top Dog is so fun, and you got 2 runs at it, but then you win money if you win, you know what I mean? So that's a big plus right there. Yep. You don't get rich, but hey, you win money. So I think there was a couple times, if I remember correctly, I won probably $100, $120, something like that in that ballpark.
So I know I've given away 100 a couple of times and 120 once, but I think the last time I gave away $100, I believe that went to Mr. Justin Hankey.
Yeah, I love going against Justin, man. So. He's such a humble dude, man. Like awesome. There's certain people like just when it's Top Dog, I'm just like, oh man, it's on. Dave Bradshaw, obviously, me and him give each other shit all the time. But when it's Justin Hinkey, it's just laughs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's laughs. But there are certain people, man, they're surgical with it. Like they right out the box. They're at a few points away from being at their score, and they just hold that thing still. It's crazy.
So Christian, so now you've been married how long?
3 years. Yeah,
3 years. So what's your wife think of this?
Oh, she loved it. She was actually, I remember the first couple shows. Mm-hmm. So the story was, I'll take you guys to the first show. It was 2016. We went out to CES. We just flew there. I was not competing. And it was one of those night shows.
Uh-huh.
And so I told her, hey, we're going to go and just check out this car meet. So she's like, oh, okay. So we pull up. We have the rental car. We pull into the parking stall, and she hears all this bass going on, bass slamming, the trunks rattling. And she's like, oh, my God, that's so annoying. And I'm like, oh, no, we're here. This is a show. And, then I introduced her to, the Las Vegas crew. Mm-hmm. And started to kind of let her know that it's not just a hobby, but it's a community of friends, extended family. And then, once we got my vehicle complete, then she kind of understood the love for the game.
Yeah.
And, everybody's got to have something like that.
Yeah.
And a hobby or something,
Yeah.
And it changes over time. I mean, it used to be, and I'm glad that, it's not as it was 20 years ago. Music cars have come along. Mm-hmm. Used to be, if you had a music car, you never took a trophy.
Yeah, very much. You had to have a burp. You had to have a burp car.
Yeah, a lot of burp cars, and it would just get smoked every show. Even if you had, 18s, nope. The guy was doing 160 in a CRX, and you just weren't touching it.
Right.
I think Base Race came along when I came back to competing in 06, 07. Mm-hmm. And I think what happened was that encouraged the competitors to build for music. With, so, I mean, you can really, sway the competitors to start building. And now, right, that's way better for spectators. When they come, a burp car,
nothing.
They don't understand that. Everybody, it used to be, Doug remembers, you would have a burp car, would have a towel over the back. So nobody could see inside.
Right.
Everybody was full of secrets, no photos. Right. Yeah. Now, you don't see that too much because of the internet, because the knowledge is out there. Mm-hmm. but it used to be very different before social media, before the internet. I mean, yeah, that was a big deal. If you took a photo of someone's, without asking them, oh, it was bad news.
So, and everybody knows when I first started, I got led on Team SSC pretty quick, just because they seen I was serious. I was at every single show and putting in the work. And Ron used to tell me that all the time, because he's a serious competitor from back in the day. And I mean, when he built my first box, he told me, "Don't you let nobody look inside this box," because he told me that he would have times where people would go up with a GoPro with a stick, and they would stick it inside that port. And I thought he was joking. I'm like, give me a fucking break, dude. Are you kidding me? That's really how it is. People come up with a damn GoPro and get pictures and stuff. Yeah, they do. And I tripped out on that. But back to the whole music side versus, the burp. The first show that I went to, I was turned off actually. A couple of Santos from SSC and Eric, who was with SSC, and Brian. Was Brian there? Nope, it was Eric and Santos. So they kind of kept their eye on me. But anyway, so when I roll up, they're like, "Yeah, they're gonna start competing right now," and that's what I heard was. And I go, "What the hell was that?" And they go, "That's how you compete."
Show's over.
They're burping, and I go,
Yep.
It's done.
"Are you serious? Like, what? How do I even do that?" And they're like, "Well, when you go up there, he'll give you a CD to put in there. He'll find your frequency. He'll explain it to you." And I went up there, and he did a sweep. He's like, "Okay, so put it on this right here. Pause it. When I say go, hit play." And the way he set me up was, I think I was doing 35 frequency then, and it was full tilt everything. And he goes, "So when it says go, hit play." So instead of rolling into it, it was just full blown bah! And I didn't know any better my first time. And the score hits, I'm full tilt, so it peaks right away. And I'm just watching the score, and it's not going nowhere. And he let that fucking thing go till the timer went out, And then later on, I find out, I'm like, damn, I can't believe he let me run that thing full tilt the whole 30 seconds. But yeah, I was turned off. Like, I thought I was gonna go up there and play my music, and maybe they're gonna judge, like, audience style, like, yeah, that one's louder. But then I started liking it. I got more into the burp side. But yeah, music's my thing. But anyway, that's my little
And
story
it is for most people that come and attend. They're there. They want demos.
Yes.
And I don't know anybody that doesn't give a demo really for their vehicle. Sometimes they make them wait till, hey, you know what? Let me get my qualifying score in,
Yes.
then I'll give you a demo.
That's another little secret that I learned right there. I would demo the shit out of my car forever, and then next thing I go up there and qualify, and then I learned, hey, don't get your stuff all hot and don't juice your batteries and all that. Like, chill out and then do your qualifying, and maybe even wait till you're done bracketing and then do your demos. And I learned that gained me right there. Because I was giving so many demos. Loving people getting in there and getting their expressions and stuff. And by the time I go up there, my subs are hot, my amp's hot, everything.
Yeah.
So one of those little things you learn along the way.
So Christian, I mean, we're at the 58-minute mark, so we're running up on our 1 hour. Is there anything, I mean, what would you say to a new guy or somebody that's on the fence about competing? Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, we just tell them to come in and ask questions.
Yes.
Just come in, ask questions, and then just kind of check it out. See the lay of the land, come in, see the shows, walk around, introduce yourself. I know it's hard because, like, when I stepped away from shows for 3-4 years, I came back. Lucky was there competing and all these new guys, and they were like, "Oh, who's this new guy?"
Yeah.
Because a lot of the guys that I grew up with, they went and retired.
Mm-hmm.
Or moved on to other stuff, and it was a whole new crew. It wasn't the Brian Nymans and the Tims and Bill Johnsons. That it was a whole new crew. So I had to kind of reinvent myself because nobody knew me. So, but that's okay. That happens with time. But for new people that come in, just come in, check it out. Ask people. Hey, what do you think of my system? And Doug will always send me with somebody, and I'll check them out, and I'll let them know. Hey, I usually give them, a lot of encouragement.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that'll keep them around, because you don't want to, we only have one time to make that first impression on the guys.
Right.
True.
Right. Absolutely.
And I don't want it to be, oh, you're going to blow me away. That's usually they feel like, oh, it's competitive and they'll never be able to keep up. And I always tell them, well, no, I'm not in your class. Don't worry.
Right.
Because if I mean, same for you, Lucky, then they're like, forget it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
used to be like that. Oh, are you going to compete in that class? Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Right. We don't want to shoo them away. Right. We say, oh, no, this is a class for you for 2 speakers or whatever. It used to, so then they feel more encouraged, like, oh, okay, cool. Because obviously they can see our trucks and our cars that we put, years of investment into stuff, right?
Yes.
Years of knowledge. You can't buy your way to the top spot. I was just having conversation with teammates. You can't buy your way through this hobby.
Nope.
It seems like people, and I'll always laugh and I'll tell Lucky, you can always tell when it's a new person at the show. They'll say, how much you spend on that? Your truck.
Yeah.
As a competitor, we don't do that, right?
Yeah.
No go. Oh, how much? No, we don't do that.
Yeah.
I like it, right? But I mean, then I'll encourage them, and I'll always say, too much.
Yeah, way too much.
Keep it small. Keep it small and fun.
Yeah.
I don't want a trailer queen. I promise.
Yeah.
Until you've been through all the baby cars, all the baby steps, and you've graduated up, because they probably enjoy those a lot more. Mine will come out of the garage every couple of shows.
Yeah.
I've had that truck for 7 years. I put 10,000 miles on it.
Wow.
Not enough.
Jeez,
Right,
I put 10,000. Put 10,000 on mine in a month.
Right. So
Thanks
I mean,
to Doug.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I put kids through college. Somebody said that at finals when I won the points leader of the world or whatever I won. Somebody said, "Yeah, Wayne, he put your kids through college." Joking around, obviously. But,
hey, but you weren't the only one. I know Doug can mention a few people that funded a lot of things.
Yeah.
I may even bring back my points jacket. Yes, sir. I'm strongly considering that next year because of all the new guys we got being part of all this stuff.
Well, if Lucky is going to be there or Brian Nyman, I'm out.
Hey, I almost went on Turn Pro the other day just because I haven't competed in I don't even know what the time has been, maybe 4 months or something like that. I almost wondered where I still stood as of right now, because when I stopped, I was second place in 2 out of the 3 classes I'm in and third in the other one. So I was still up there, but my first go round, I took first in everyone except the base race because of Nyman. But yeah. Damn, Nyman.
Hey, that brings us right into the event calendars for this upcoming weekend. So right here, we got Montgomery, Alabama has a 3X. Then we also have the Lunsford Custom Show. That's Saturday the 22nd. On the 23rd, we are in Russia. Once again, just drive your happy butt across the pond. Go compete in Russia. Then on the 29th, it looks like we have Australia is going to have an event, and we're going to be Sparks, Nevada for a night show. That's the 29th Saturday. That starts at 4 p.m. Let's look at the next month and the next couple shows in June. We have Fresno on the 4th. That's a Friday night again, so that would be Jay's Alarms. We'll be talking to him before that event once again. And let's see, then we have a 3X in Indianapolis. That would be Slamology. I will be there for that Slamology event. That is June 12th and 13th in Indianapolis. Then we have a 3X in Spain, Madrid, Spain on the 19th. The 26th, we have another 3X event in Spain, and then we're back in Reno on the 26th. I would expect that I'm going to very possibly have a show in Sacramento sometime in the month of June. We just have not nailed down those dates. We're waiting for Nyman to confirm with those. So that's what we have coming up. Those are the upcoming events.
I got something to say.
Go for it, sir.
Make sure everybody that's watching this join Sonic FX in the group section on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Because if you do not, and you're watching from a watch party or anything like that, we cannot see any of your questions, comments, or whatever. So we're not ignoring you. Join Sonic FX to see these this week in cardio. And then also, Doug, we did not take a minute to check out these comments. There's people in here, so I don't know.
I've
we
actually been
kinda-
watching the comments.
Okay.
The only real question I had was
Ooh, so
from
none of the other
Tristan.
ones mattered. Ooh, that's what he
Well,
said.
there's no questions. The only question we really had, Tristan, he asked the question about what was Christian's favorite system that he had. The rest of these
That's a
questions
good
are really just making fun of me.
My
Yeah.
favorite,
Yes.
I would say for just the ease of use, I had I had a Honda Civic 115 ported, about 1500 watts. It was an RE Triple X. Back seats were in the car. Wasn't a wall. I could drive it around every day. Did it 145. I would say for ease of use, that was probably my favorite, just because it was nice and simple, easy, cheap, didn't blow up. It wasn't the loudest, but for getting around, yeah.
That's the good thing about base race and Top Dog, man, is people that don't have a crazy loud system, we try to encourage them to come to the shows, because you don't have to have nothing but probably an 8 or a 10-inch sub, and you can do base race or Top Dog. So for those guys that are all intimidated by the whole loud factor and they don't have thousands into their system, come try Top Dog and base race, and trust me, you'll love it. Like, that's out of everything, those are my favorite. That's where the
Yeah, don't get me wrong, driving around with a 30K wall,
right.
it's not terrible either. It just becomes a whole operation when I have to take it out.
Yeah.
So it's good, but it's very focused. I go to shows, meetups, that's it. I don't go anywhere else. Just for fear of theft and all that. If you have a smaller system in a regular car, I'm looking at your background now, Lucky. That thing is not going to be parked outside the mall.
It does.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
I mean, I probably shouldn't taunt people like this or whatever on the show or whatnot. I live in Stockton, born and raised, and I know a lot of knuckleheads, and, knock on wood, my stuff has never, ever been broken into. My tattoo shop had the flag outside. We have a Pirates flag. It got stolen two times by two totally separate people. I got that flag back both times. So luckily, it hasn't been messed with yet. But yeah. And everything in there, if they were to steal that truck, they better steal it and take it somewhere, and it's going to take time. Not this one. So this one's not done yet, but the old piggy bank. I mean, we had to use a forklift to get the damn box out, so
Yeah.
we better have time.
And you had to pull the box out to unmount the subs.
Yeah, the box is actually bolted down to the bottom of the truck too. It was bolted, everything. Yep. I mean, that thing was nuts. You weren't going to just steal it and pull that box out. You better knew where those bolts were that were up behind the ports. Buddy Williams is like a twig. He's so skinny, and he would crawl all the way in the port, and he would zip the bolts down way in the corners. I mean, yeah, that's a whole different show.
So anyway, I want to thank you guys. We've reached the 1 hour mark. Remember, you can watch these back on YouTube. You can watch them back on Facebook. You can listen to them on iHeart and iTunes. And I think I just got accepted onto Pandora also. So you'll be able to watch those, listen to them back for the audio only on those shows. Please share and like these with as many possible people as you can. Anything else, Lucky, about your show? Let's
well, I do want to mention the whole sharing thing. So if you have a car audio group, in the group section, and everybody knows I share these videos, my videos, to like probably 100 groups. Some people get annoyed because their phone's just chirping off the hook. We're spreading this, the gospel of DB drag and car audio just in general. So if you don't want us to share to your page, please DM me or Doug and let us know, instead of reporting the video or leaving some shitty message or whatever. We're not on here trying to sell things. So just if we share it to your group and you don't like it, either you will not offend me. I'll speak for myself. You will not offend us if you block us from your group, and it's better that way, because now when we go to start sharing to the groups, you're not even in there to be shared to. So, you know, instead of reporting us, somebody reported me the other day because I shared to a group, and it's like, I don't understand how somebody can have a car audio group and not allow us to have a show in there where we're not selling products, we're talking car audio, and where the shows are and the fun that we have. I just don't get it. How do you have a car audio group and band a car audio talk show? That's just insane to me.
Yep.
But anyway, so that being said, if we share it to your group, you don't want that, please DM us and let us know, or block us from the group, and then we won't share it to you guys. That's like the biggest thing right there. So
Yep.
and thank you guys for your support as well, for watching.
Yep. And so next weekend we are going to talk to somebody from the show. I am not sure who yet, because we're going to focus this week on car audio more about the events, and then we're going to use Lucky's Live with Lucky, or whatever, the Basehead Diaries. We're going to use that more of talking about the competitors. We're going to bring in competitors on this, but we're going to essentially just talk about the show. So next week we're going to talk to somebody from Baldini's to talk about what's going on with their event and what's going on with the city of Sparks during this whole time. We want to thank them for having us as part of their venue. And we'll also talk to a competitor from the show. I'm not sure who yet. I may just really try to bring in new guys on this and have some talks, unless, you know, and the only reason we're going to change that is when a week we may not have a show. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out all the way to the end here. For myself, for Lucky, Christian Jensen, and myself, I don't have an outro this week because I forgot to load it in my computer. I made it, but I forgot to load it.
You want me to beatbox or whistle? Or
No, we're good, bro. So I'm gonna play about 10 seconds of the outro, but the information on the outro is wrong. And once again, tune in next week, 6 p.m. California time on Monday nights, and stay tuned in, and we'll see when the Basehead Diary start. And as Lucky says, stay tuned like an amplifier. Thank you, guys.